Hello. So in my morning of let's expose Labour for not being able to answer a question and telling loads of lies, so far we've done David Lammy and Nick Timothy, where Nick Timothy asks him about China being able to flick the switch off the solar panels, and David Lammy goes, I'll just talk about something else, doesn't even respond, then gets bully boy, then gets sneery, then gets contemptuous, all with an undertone and a smattering of arrogance. But we expect that from David Lammy. He hasn't got a clue. And then if we go back one to Jonathan Brash, who now thinks he's a TV presenter standing outside the House of Commons with his video, oh, look at me, selfie, telling everybody that Labour are investing £4.7 billion in state schools from the independent sector. So the VAT raid is apparently giving them £4.7 billion to invest in state schools. Somebody worked out how much people would have to pay in fees for that to be true, and it was something like 38 million. I mean, we could just pluck a number from anywhere. It doesn't need to be remotely true. It needs to have no bearing to the policy whatsoever. Point being, Jonathan Brash, that your own party said it was going to raise 1.5 billion. You've obviously sat next to Rachel in maths. And second, it's not even raising that, is it? It's actually costing the economy because everybody's left the independent sector. And where in the name of God did you get 4.7 billion from? I mean, that's just... you're being pulled up on that. People are writing to parliamentary commission standards, all manner of things. So expect to see that one rumble. You've got yourself in hot water there, Brash. So the next one's Mel Stride and Angela Rayner. Now, Angela makes me laugh. We know that Angela makes me laugh. In her approach, in her delivery, in her absolutely everything. She's standing in for Keir Starmer quite a lot at the minute because he can't be bothered to go to Prime Minister's questions because he can't answer them. And he's always too busy because he knows that the heat is on him. Today is going to be a very, very interesting day for the confident, sorry, Pip vote. Who's he bullied? Who's he said he's going to take the whip from this time? So Mel Stride asks Angela Rayner if she's embarrassed to defend the welfare reform she doesn't agree with herself. So it's another highly technological watch my phone. But I think you'll quite like this one. This one, yeah, makes you laugh. She always makes me laugh. She hasn't got a clue. So here we go.
When you cut out the blather, isn't the reality that this Labour government has condemned us to higher taxes, more debt, fewer jobs, more pain for businesses right up and down our country? Borrowing up, unemployment up, inflation up. Yet the Right Honourable Lady tells us the government's plan is working. It's not just me who isn't convinced, Mr. Speaker. The people behind her are not convinced either. And neither are the public. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I'm not even sure if the Right Honourable Lady herself is convinced. So can I ask her, isn't she just a little embarrassed to be defending policies she doesn't even agree with herself?
You can ask her, Mel. She won't answer.
Mr. Speaker, I'm embarrassed every week that somebody comes here from their opposition who doesn't apologise for the mess they left this country in. There was one party that crashed the economy and left families paying the price. We're putting working people first, Mr. Speaker. I'm proud. We've got a huge boost to the minimum wage, the biggest uplift to affordable housing in a generation, and expanding free school meals to 500,000 children. The Tories' choice, billions of pounds in unfunded tax cuts for the very wealthiest. We know where that gets us. It's the same old Tory failed approach. They haven't listened and they haven't learned a thing.
Wake me up when it's finished. So that's Angela Rayner not answering a question again. And you know what? I would not be surprised to see that behaviour in a corner of a playground. The same with Lammy and the same with Brash. These are all behaviours of people that don't know how to conduct themselves. These are all behaviours of people that don't have a clue. When we're talking about businesses, there was a really interesting stat the other day that said not one member of the Labour Party front bench, or in fact I think the cabinet, but I will check my facts on that, has ever run a business or set up a business. Not one. Now, they've all been in the Labour Party since they were about 15. They've all worked their way through the Labour Party, but they've not had any experience in setting up or starting a business. Yet here we are taxing them into oblivion. The British Chamber is saying no more taxes, please just stop. So that's going to be very interesting to see whether they'll actually listen to that. But there's Angela Rayner, yet again, hearing a question and just not answering it. So my question is to the Lib Dems, Reform, the Conservatives, the Green Party, anyone in opposition. Will you boycott Prime Minister's questions? Now, what about that? Can we do that? Is that a thing? Can we boycott giving them a platform to lie on? How can we make this a thing? How can we hold them accountable? Because every time we say it, they just ignore it and deflect from it because they are completely impervious. So how can we go about changing things for the better? And I think it should be a boycott. I think within Parliament they should have a little chat in the Westminster Bar or wherever it is they have their nice subsidised lunches. Yep, everyone gets a subsidised lunch. We don't. We have to pay full price, but they do. Good that they're eating okay. So why don't they have a little chat and say, right, given that they don't answer any questions, what is the actual point of us going? Why are we even there? And I think we might see results then. I think we might actually see a change in strategy, because when they are preaching to an empty audience, it doesn't have the same impact, does it? I also would really like to see somebody, I'm thinking Alan Sugar, but I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on who. Maybe, no, I don't know. But I would like to see somebody go head to head with the Speaker of the House, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, and all of his replacements. And I would like to see them go head to head, questioning them on why they don't enforce the Labour Party to answer the question. And I want direct questions to them. You see, they can't deflect from that because they are the Speaker of the House. So they will have to answer why they don't make them answer the question. I mean, the fact that we're even having this conversation is utterly insane, that we're trying to work out why the person that should enforce the answer of the question isn't enforcing the answer to the question. So can we get in front of them to see if they will answer a question, to answer why they won't answer a question? Do you see? It's a mockery of what we call democracy. It's an absolute joke. And from top to bottom, they're all doing it. So I say boycott Prime Minister's questions, and call it, or rename it, Prime Minister's deflections. Take your pick.